Hi guys, I'm Marticore, and yes, I have the game in English. It's only base game though. It's from Steam, and I made a new Origin account only to have this base game in English. Only because I have the premium edition on my normal account and I didn't want to replace it, but anyway, that's not the point of this video. I hardly ever do this, especially on an English channel, right? But I really want to point out some things about the new patch and the game in general. So as you probably know, we got new skin tones, so this is something that a lot of people have been waiting for. This is something that they announced months ago and it's finally here. Overall, I think this is a fantastic thing. This is definitely something that we really needed. We have 3 categories of different like shades of skins, and also there is the lightness slider. So even with the like pinkish shades, it's something that you could really use in your game. Finally, there's a nice representation of very different skin tones, and you know, we can also of course connect it to the representation of culture and stuff like that. So this idea is just awesome. What can I say? So even here you can click on the categories and there's warm, neutral, and cool. So I thought that maybe this would mean that finally genetics when it comes to skin would be fixed. Because before we had, you know, the miscellaneous skins, the unnatural colors, and above that we had natural colors that were just like one range of skins, right? So it was pretty common to have 2 parents of like a cold shade of skin, and sometimes the child of those parents would come out with a more warm kind of skin. So that was a bit annoying, but it was at the same time, well, understandable and pretty acceptable, I guess. Sometimes I couldn't even tell if the skin is really cold or warm, but sometimes there were those ridiculous mixes that all of a sudden the kid would have olive skin out of nowhere, you know? But it was quite okay. But now, when we have these 3 separate categories, I was really hoping that the genetics would be fixed, that this would finally work the proper way, but unfortunately it doesn't. And it only adds up to a pile of genetics problems in The Sims 4. So I will just show you how this works. I mean, you can easily just check it yourself, right? So let's get like a really dark, cold color, and another sim with also a cold color, maybe like a lighter one, something like this. So now let's play with genetics. Oh yeah, there it is, olive skin. Let's see which color this is exactly. It's in the warm category. So how the hell? That's not how it works. And where does it even go in between the parents? Because, you know, when we used to have this one list of colors, any blend between the parents would just come out and it didn't matter if it was cold or warm. The game just didn't detect the type of color, right? But now I would really think that this would be possible finally. But I guess the categories are just, you know, like they are grouped, but the whole skin range, like the whole skin collection, let's say, is just one huge thing, and you can still blend in between, never mind which type of color this is. So it is very disappointing to me. I pay a lot of attention to genetics, and oh, I can't find his skin anymore. Which one are you? Hello? Okay, I don't know anymore. It was somewhere here, in the dark ones. And she is... I still can't find it. That's really weird. I don't like this. It was like something like here, I guess. And the child... I think it's because I moved the sliders and the game doesn't detect the skin anymore. That's so weird. It shouldn't happen. And she is here. So I think she is actually above the blend of the parents. I'm not sure exactly because I can't tell what skin they have anymore. Wait, if I do it like this, and then... Yeah, it's gone. You can't tell which skin this is. Okay, that's another problem. Definitely. I wanted to also check... Wait, now I will choose a skin that I will remember which one it is. So I will choose the last one. Maybe I will get the darkest. Now the guy will be lighter, I guess. That's fine. So he will get this. So there is quite a difference between their skins now. And again, let's play with genetics and let's see if they will actually get something in between those two skins. Like, it's one skin with a different lightness. So I really hope at least this works, because if this doesn't work, I don't even know what to say. It kind of seems like it works, I guess. Wait a second. She keeps getting the same skin. But it is a blend somewhere between the parents. I guess it's the base of this. Yeah, it's exactly in between. That's fine, I think. But it would be better if it was, you know, like somewhere in between the two. Can I even change this? Oh, okay, it works. Yeah, but I mean, exactly in the middle isn't very bad. It's still okay. But at least she didn't get a completely random color out of the warm ones, for example. It's not really the worst. But yeah, if you get two different colors of the cool range, you can get any kind of color that is like somewhere in between the lightness, I guess. It feels like it really broke the skin's genetics. And you might say that maybe they will fix this, but I wouldn't be so sure. There is at least one other genetics problem that was never fixed, and it has been there for quite a while, and that is the eyes. So there are a few eyes that were added in a patch like a few years ago, I think. And those eyes, as I interpret it, were kind of made based on different eye colors. So because of that, they are connected to the other eye colors that were already in the game. So it's the case with the purple one. If the parent has this color, they can get the red one as well. Like the kids can get the red one, inherit the red one instead of the pink one. Also, another thing is that some greens are connected to each other, and some greens are also connected to this gray. Wait, that's this gray, I think. So if the parent has this color, the child can have some of the green colors, and the other way around. So suddenly your kid can have gray eyes and you don't know where they came from. I mean, with the greens being inherited, like, you know, like if you have this color, the kid will have this color. This is quite fine. Sometimes it can bring more variety to your game, that, you know, it's still green, but it's different, it's nice. But if it's all of a sudden gray, it's weird. Especially that The Sims 4 doesn't have any recessive genes. It's not how the game works. The recessive genes just don't exist in this game. So you can't really say that, oh, this is a recessive after grandma or something. It's not the case. Yeah, you can already see that the kid got the red eyes. Oh no, okay, sorry. That was the wrong eye color. The grayish hazel is connected to other hazels. Yeah, that's the thing. But I think there is some connection between some kind of gray and some kind of green. Like, I can't exactly remember which colors are connected wrong. But yeah, there is this thing that sometimes your kid will just get a random, pretty much, a random color. And, well, okay, with the red one, I guess you can sometimes make a story out of it that it was a mutation and you get an albino child. And that sounds nice, but there's another issue with which, I mean, if he has darker skin, you could just use the blonde hair to make an albino child, I guess. But with light skins, you would probably want to use the white color for the child, if you wanted the child to be albino, right? And, well, you can't. And that's fine. That you can't really give unnatural colors to kids. I mean, it is an issue if you have some kind of supernatural Sims with, you want them to have naturally blue hair. Like you have a mermaid that has blue hair or green or something. Or an alien that has pink hair, whatever. Then it would be nice for the kids to actually inherit the unnatural color, right? Well, they can't. For teen and older, you can choose the unnatural colors, and even if you dye your hair during gameplay, your kids will still kind of inherit the colored hair, but not really. You can be really confused of which, color was inherited and stuff like that, because now when I have green and blue, then your kids will just have random colors, like just any color that is available for them. But when they grow up to teens, they will have the unnatural colors after the parents. It's just a matter of these colors not being available for kids. The solution to this problem wouldn't even be to have a system of remembering what the natural color of the parent was, like in The Sims 2, for example. The easiest way would just be to give those colors to children. I know that that would require recoloring all of the hair. I am aware of that perfectly, but at least you would know which color comes from which parent, right? And also, if you wanted to have supernatural Sims with colored hair, naturally colored hair, it would be perfectly possible for you to have, proper genetics for that. In The Sims 4, you can be anything, but you can't be a purple-haired kid. And also, it's not only about the unnatural hair colors, but also about the grayish hair colors, because those are not available for children either. So if you have a Sim that is an adult already, maybe, and you want them to have, this realistic graying look, if you make them a child, the child will still have a random color until they become a teenager, and when they become a teenager, they will already have graying hair. So it's just so ridiculous. I hate this system so much. Like in The Sims 3, when you dyed your Sims' hair, at least you could save their previous hair color, like the color that you consider their natural color. And this way you could fix the child and give them the natural color of that parent. I don't know, it just feels like in The Sims 4, they don't really care about the genetics system that much, especially that there's, cast full edit mode, and you can always just edit the family fully, change everything that you don't like. With the hair color, you don't even need the full edit mode to just change the hair color for it to become genetic immediately, but still, it is kind of... It is annoying, especially now with the skins, that when the child gets a random skin tone, like here, I would have to go to cast full edit mode and just choose some kind of color in between the parents. I would have to, determine the genetics, right? And that's not something that I would like to do. This is something that I definitely don't like about this update, even though overall, as I said, it's really, really good and definitely something that we needed. So if you want at least a little bit proper genetics, the best way is to do what I did with the slider. Just give both Sims the same skin, but different shades, so that at least the child would be exactly in between the parents. But still, it's not really that big of a variety to always have, your Sims have 4 children and they are all exactly the same skin color. I don't know, it's weird. So unfortunately, I am not sure. I am actually very doubtful about this ever being fixed. So I feel like I will have to edit my kids all the time now. But maybe I'm wrong. Maybe this will be fixed. That would be so awesome. But so that I don't use this video only to rant, I want to point out some pretty decent things in The Sims 4 in genetics. Things that are different than in previous games and are better in this way. So there's one very cool thing. Let's give you blonde straight hair, and you will have black curly. Okay, that's perfect. Let's ignore the red eyes, okay? And now, whenever a child has the same hair color that one of the parents, they will also inherit the texture of the hair. Does this belong in the afro texture? Afro textured. Oh, it doesn't. That's why it appeared. Okay, so no, it doesn't work this way. It works exactly as I said first. If the color is the same, the texture will be the same as well. So it's cool in general that we have these, these textures of hair, because it's also, easier to find some hair. So yeah, so this is really cool that there's some new aspect to genetics, that the hair doesn't only take the color, but also the texture. Holy crap. I love this. So apparently sometimes it can happen that kids have traits blended between the parents. So the skin won't blend properly, but at least the facial features do sometimes. So as you can see, I made her have a very small, very tiny nose, the smallest it can get, like the narrowest it can get. The guy has the widest nose he can get. And she, their daughter, has a rather small nose. It looks like her mother's nose, but it can get more narrow. It is, like, the size of the nose is actually between the parents. So sometimes you may see that your Sims children maybe feel like they don't really look like the parents. Like, there's one trait that doesn't look like either of the parents. And this is exactly why, that it can actually blend. So, and also there are a lot of different features on the face that I think that's thanks to the whole Create a Sim system, that, there are all these sliders on the face, and pretty much every single slider you can inherit, I think, or at least most of them. And you can inherit them separately. Like the kid gets cheekbones from the mother and jaw from the father, or jaw from the father and chin from the mother, and all that stuff. It wasn't the case in the previous games, I don't think. Maybe some of it was the case, but definitely it never was the case to have the width of the nose in between the parents. That's very, very new. That's something that I noticed while playing with Generations, that sometimes really the kid would just come out completely different. Like their eyes were somewhat the same as one of the parents, but bigger or smaller or something like that. And I wasn't sure why this happened, and well, that's why, because they can actually blend. But there is one downside to it, and it's that a lot of people complain that after Generations that the children get like weak chins or something, and this is the case of inheriting the chin separately from other things, from other traits. So sometimes the jaw might not be like compatible with the chin from another parent, so it looks weird, but still it's really, really cool that this actually blends and you can get different mixes of children. So with this positive accent, she's actually really pretty, and she doesn't have the red eyes, so that's a success. I will end this video here. I hope it wasn't too ranty. I hope it was rational amount of rant. Yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what you think of the whole genetic system. I know that in many cases you can get a child that looks exactly like one of their parents, but it's not always the case. Sometimes they really blend pretty well. So it's just a matter of luck, I guess. And you know, there's always cast full edit mode, so you can just change the traits, whatever. That's what the developers think, probably. So, on final thoughts, Sims 4 isn't that bad when it comes to genetics, but it is pretty bad still. I really wish that EA would just pay more attention to genetic stuff, because it's a simulation, like it's a life simulator. So genetics and like having children and stuff like that and family gameplay should be pretty important here. And the new skins are very good for creating new Sims, definitely perfect for creating new Sims, but not very well made when it comes to genetics, unfortunately, as many other things in this game. So it would be really nice to have these things fixed, and maybe not by modders this time, but maybe by actual developers of the game, please. I have 99 problems with The Sims 4, and genetics is one of them. Even if it has its advantages that are not that easy to notice sometimes. So yeah, let me know what you think, let me know about your experience, and I think that's it, as always. Thank you very much for watching, like the video, and see you in the next one. Bye!